Look at these books that have already been banned due to Republican measures. The Life of Rosa Parks. This apparently is too woke by the Republican Party. Song of Solomon is unacceptable to Republican politics. 40% of banned books have reported are significantly addressing and specifically addressing LGBT issues. This Republican bill is asking the government to force the outing of LGBT people before they are ready. When we talk about progressive values, I can say what my progressive value is, and that is freedom over fascism.
Much, much, much later.
No, 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 no.
Well, you know, when you look at who a particular politician is supporting, you get to know what they're looking to do, you know, especially when it comes to censorship. And, you know, we've heard situations with AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. If you're a New Yorker, you know her very well and all the shit that she's pulled here, where she screwed over people in her district.
This is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's district. What would you say to her if she was here right now? ¿Qué le dirías a ella?
Su trabajo de cuidar el vecindario.
We would ask her to do her job of taking care of this neighborhood, to do a better job.
She should come and walk around here and see everything, all the garbage, all the people getting robbed, they're doing daytime and nighttime.
Entonces me sería muy.
We wish she would do something better here.
Por aquí.
She is never here.
No hacía campaña voluntaria por ella.
I was a volunteer for her.
La comunidad.
She completely abandoned our community. She said, I hope that she sees this interview because we all helped her get elected.
Ella más quiere su Washington y su money, pero la comunidad
She said she only cares about Washington and her money. She said nobody loves her here anymore.
You know, and the things that she's pushing, she's not helping the area that she was elected to. How she got a second term, I do not know. That area is basically a lot of people don't go in to vote. And you think that on the second time around that people will turn out. But I think this time around, because there is another Democratic figure that is looking to take over and is pushing to gain a foothold to replace her in that district in Queens. And I think this is one of the things that has to be brought up, especially when it comes to debates. Because we just found this out, and this is coming from Gustav Turner on XBiz on there. You're familiar with NOSC, basically that they've disguised themselves as, organization that's helping children and sexually assaulted women and this and that. But actually what they truly are is still morality, because they are morality in media. That's what they used to call themselves. And that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to censor the internet, change obscenity laws. And recently, it looks like AOC has partnered up with NOSC. Not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. So let's read into this. Democratic New York Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez issued a press statement last week prominently highlighting her partnership with the religiously inspired anti-porn lobby NOSC, an organization that seeks to criminalize all sex work and eradicate adult content. Remember, adult content, not pornography. Pornography is part of that, but they want to erase adult content. And that it has an extensive, well-documented history of championing state-censored and opposing LGBTQ rights. The statement released by Ocasio-Cortez office celebrates her introduction of the Disrupt Explicit Forged Images and Non-Consensual Edits Act of 2024, Defiance Act, which proposes to create a federal civil right of action for victims of deep fakes. The statement prominently features NOSC, formerly known as Morality Media, as the second in a long list of organizations endorsing the Defiance Act, and closes with a full quote by NOSC CEO Dawn Hawkins stating, "The proliferation of non-consensual, sexually explicit deepfake images has exploded online, harming hundreds of thousands and threatening to harm anyone who has a photo online. It is past time that our laws catch up and hold perpetrators of this abuse accountable. The Defiance Act is a critical step forward, allowing a path to some justice for survivors through civil remedies. The federal law will surely stop many abusers from creating this explosive content." XBiz contacted Ocasio-Cortez office and her communications director, Sidney Johnson, for comment on whether the congressperson is aware of NOSC's history past stance against free speech, promoting of censorship, and opposition to LGBTQ rights. XBiz also asked Ocasio-Cortez to comment on her partnership with Hawkins, a religious conservative activist who has spoken extensively about the Mormon roots of her war on porn crusades and her efforts to rebrand morality and media as more secular-sounding NOSC. After this story's publication, Ocasio-Cortez Chief of Staff Mike Casca contacted XBiz via X, offering as the office official statement following bullshit. It's not a partnership. She has a bipartisan bill to stop non-consensual deepfakes pornography that censors survivors, civil rights of action, orgs left, orgs right, and center supports of it. It's bipartisan is how bills become law in divided Congress. Casca declined to answer any follow-up questions specifically about NOS, particularly as to how the foregrounding of anti-porn lobby is listed second in a non-alphabetical list of more than 30 endorsing organizations, and Hawkins' quote is one of only 2 offered by any of those groups constitutes bipartisanship. Earlier this week, Christopher Kane from the LGBTQ politics site The Washington Blade also noted that the particular alliance between NOSC, which generally partners with religious Republicans for its campaigns, and Ocasio-Cortez, a notable progressive New York representative and the member of the squad. Aides to Ocasio-Cortez did not respond to a request for comment from the Washington Blade about how the move appears to conflict with her history of supporting the LGBTQ community and reputations as one of the most loyal allies in Congress. Kane pointed out that although Hawkins' quoted remarks are inoffensive and germane to the legislation, the NOSC CEO appeared insincere in the few statements she had made, trying to backpedal her organization's staunch opposition to LGBTQ rights since the creation in 1961 as a pro-censorship, clergy-aligned group, Operation Yorkville. The Washington Blade listed repeatedly and recent incidents of NOS staffers and board members opposing LGBTQ rights. Kane also pointed out that the group is primary focus on opposing pornography, a term that NOS has included in their recent past, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue and Cosmopolitan magazine. And see, the thing about it is, they don't want girls in bikinis. They don't want women talking about sex. They don't want questions about sex being talked about in a magazine. They don't want that. They removed that from Walmart's counters, from the front counters. You got to go looking for it in their magazine area to find it. It used to be on the front counters. But also, and this is one thing that the Gustav didn't mention on there, and I've mentioned it to him on Twitter. Remember, this is the organization that went after George Carlin's list of 5 words you should not use on television. They went after a radio station that was talking on a discussion about those 5 words. What, why are they used? Why are they not used? To that situation, and the radio station, I believe, they got fined for that. But the thing about it is, they want to shut down people like George Carlin, Lenny Bruce. This was back then. Today, they're still doing the same thing over and over again. People need to realize that. And for someone like Ocasio-Cortez says, well, no, I'm for LGBTQ rights. But meanwhile, she's teaming up with them and says, no, we're not really teaming up. It's a bipartisan bill, but only like 2 people have come forward. You know, there's some sort of, you know, you're talking shit right now. You're talking to the shit situation.
Just this giant disconnect between what AOC cares about, their congresswoman, and what they as a community care about. So you see AOC obsessed with climate change. They just want the trash, you know, from these illegal vendors, you know, that's piling up, cleaned up. They're worried about the public urination by these vendors, even in front of children. AOC obsessed right now and passing trying to get legislation passed on deep AI fake porn. They're like, get the porn off our streets. I was down there at 10 a.m. The hookers are turning tricks. The prostitutes are turning tricks at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. in the morning, right in front of their restaurants. You see that AOC is for open borders and freebies for so many of the illegal immigrants. I talked to business owners there who say, listen, okay, they're here, but they have to follow the law. I have to, you know, purchase a liquor license that's super expensive, and they're selling bottles of liquor, probably stolen, as you said, right on the street. So this is a total disconnect between what AOC, who's rarely ever there, is ensconced in her, you know, penthouse in Washington, D.C., and what the people of this community care about. They say the conditions are simply unlivable. It's dangerous, and they want something to change.
You know what you're doing. You know what the organization are, and the thing about it is, it's the name that carries it. You know, for example, Black Lives Matters. You know, Black Lives Matters organization. You know, you've heard many stories to the situation using the term Black Lives Matters as an organization. But what did it come down to be? You know, it turned out to be, you know, a gimmick. It turned out to be something situation. Yes, black people do matter. But the thing about it is that the people that used it to make money. They used it to buy homes. They used it to line the pockets of their family. This is something that has been in the media, that, you know, they have discussed throughout the media. And still, nothing has been done to go after them on there, because there are many sub organizations, part of Black Lives Matters, that are still asking, where's our money? Where's our money that we could put into the neighborhoods where we, you know, our communities? This is an organization that, you know, raised over $90 million. You know, where's that money? It hasn't gone to the communities. It hasn't at all. And now, you know, you have this where they're saying like, well, you know, we're here to help LGBTQ, and then not. One way or another. Because, you know, when you're dealing with morality and media, it's in its name itself. That's why they change their name. Changing the name, you know, that gets, you know, makes people a little bit more, you know, afraid. Say, oh my God, they're helping women, you know, so they don't get sexually abused. They're helping children. They're not in for that. They're in for total censorship. This is a radical group. This is a radical religious group that's been around since the 60s. Remember that. Remember that. Because that, you know, that's all they're going to be. So comment in the below. Tell me your thoughts about this. Don't forget to hit that like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. Be sure to catch all of our other videos. This particular week, we are only running videos on Monday through Wednesday, as it is a holiday weekend, Easter weekend. So be sure to take some time out, spend some time with family, maybe take in some church. You know, hey, don't hurt, you know, to walk into a church, take a sort of an assessment to yourself, you know, so you can move forward. You know, this is the time of the year to do it. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Happy Easter, and bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel, as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are 2 ways listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.